Alright, before we bolt this thing back together and install the hubs, gears, and the helical gears into the hubs, we're going to go ahead and replace the cam bolts. We're using Dr. Vanos ones because they're an upgrade from stock and they're going to be a lot more durable. So let's go ahead and get this done so we can bolt this thing back together.
We're in the process right now of changing the cam gears, and we're going to start with the exhaust gear. Now I've made some marks here across these two teeth and on this one bolt just for my own peace of mind. But before we set this up, we came back in here and we timed this cam. This is the intake cam. You see I got my bridge across here, the timing tool, and that slips in nice. It's a precision tool. We have no gap here, and we have no gap there between the block and the head. You're allowed max 1 millimeter, but you can, you're better off by being less than 0.5 millimeter. And you know, we're right in here. We're flush right now. So this right now is in perfect time. So now we can go ahead and come in and break all of these Torx loose. We're going to change the gear and we're going to upgrade all of these bolts. Get this correct now, make it a strong unit. And then we'll come back, we'll check our timing, make sure we're good. Then we'll move on to the other cam. Since we're not using a cam locking tool in the very back of this block, we're just using a timing tool. I'm going to come in here and break all of these bolts loose, these Torx bolts. Break them loose first before I go in and loosen up this chain tension. Because when I loosen this chain tension up, all this timing goes away temporarily until I put it all back together.
Okay, we're replacing each one of these bolts with the new ones from Dr. Vanos, which are going to be stronger. So for each one of these, we're going to pull it out. We're going to clean the hole with brake clean. Now when you use this brake clean, make sure you use a rag on top so you don't get it on your paint, because that'll strip it. So after the hole dries out and you cleaned it out,
and do not blow compressed air through this to clean them out and dry them out quicker, because you'll scatter that brake clean everywhere. Just dry them out. You see how much oil we're pulling out of there? Okay.
Okay, now you're ready to put in your new bolt from Dr. Vanos. And you're going to want to use red lock-tite, which is supplied with the kit. So all you got to do is just put a drop of this stuff. Just a drop. And then you can go ahead and install it. Then, after it's installed, you want to torque it down to 100 inch-pounds. So get a good inch-pounds wrench, and you're going to torque that down to 100 inch-pounds. If you go above 100, you risk breaking that bolt.
Okay, here you go. You'll hear the click. That's where we stop. That one's done.
Okay, now you need to do that for all 6 of those bolts. And we'll catch you in the next section. Okay, after you install those bolts, we're going to recheck our cam timing.
This is for the intake. Now we're going to work on the intake. We got a gap there. So I'm going to pull it down tight with the wrench. And there it is. And this is still easy to move. And there's no gap. Okay.
Okay, this is the stock setup for our intake hub, and you'll notice when we pretend we're the Vanos and we pull this thing in and out, that's all the advancing we have. It should go in further, and this is from the factory, so this obviously isn't giving us the performance that we like. When we change it, we're going to find the sweet spot and it's going to go much further in. We'll show you that in a few minutes. Okay, now that you got the exhaust bolts in, we're going to go ahead and remove the intake hub so that we can make our cam bolt upgrade on this side too. And we're using Dr. Vanos parts. So we're going to go ahead and pull out the spline shaft. Then we're going to remove those 6 bolts, which we already have broken loose.
Okay, now for safety's sake, I'm going to stick my finger through here because on the back side of this hub are 2 washers. And sometimes they want to fall out. There's one right there. There it is. And now we know that they're in perfect order. This is a conical washer right here. It's real important it goes in the right direction. If you can see the A, it's already marked. It's ready to go. And this fits into these slots right here, just like so.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and spray this down with ether to give it a general cleaning. Okay, now we're gonna remove those bolts just like we did the other side and replace them with the bolt upgrades from Dr. Vanos. So you wanna perform them just like you did on the exhaust hub. Alright, now that you got the cam bolts in, we can move forward with installation of the cam gears, the exhaust and intake hubs, and we're gonna be showing you a special trick that's gonna really boost your performance by properly installing the helical gears that go into the hub. If you haven't already, like and subscribe.